What's up YouTube? It's Jodo Jake. Welcome back to the channel. We have a massive PSA submission to go through. There's about 40 to 50 cards in this submission. There was originally like almost 60 cards, but we decided to take some PSA offers as well as send some to PSA's eBay auctions. So we're gonna go through the entire submission. I should point out that I have seen the grades for these. Everyone did pretty well, except for maybe one person, but we'll get to that. I graded not just my own cards, but I graded some for my friends Ivonne, Eric, and Max. And yeah, I'm excited for this submission. So let's just dive right into it. We're gonna start with their cards and then we'll end off with mine. And then I'll talk to you a little bit about what cards I sold to PSA through their offer feature, and then what cards that we sent to eBay auction. We sent a few of mine and a few of my friends, I believe. So let's just dive right into it. First up, as you can see, this is a little bit of a spoiler here, but we have some card ass. We have the Dragonite. Oh, beautiful prism card. It got the PSA 8. I'm just such a fan of these illustrations. I believe that they've been debunked and they were not all illustrated by Ken Sugimori. But honestly, I don't know if it really... I think they like hired some people to do these illustrations in a Ken Sugimori style. From what I heard, I could be misremembering that. I need to do my own research. So take that with a grain of salt. I'm not entirely sure exactly what happened with these illustrations back then, but nonetheless, a beautiful card. I think that these cards are still underrated. They are technically stickers, but they are extremely hard to grade. My friend Jason has an entire PSA 10 set, which is just insane, really. I think he graded a lot of it. He was on one of my Cards and Coffee episodes. Actually, he was my first guest on Cards and Coffee. So if you want to check out that video, make sure to do after this one. It was a great conversation with Jason. Anyhow, let's move on. Beautiful card. I love that he's doing one of his signature attacks, which I believe is like Hyper Beam. But anyways, let's move on. We have a Japanese Kingdra from Neo 3. It has an insane swirl here that he looks like he's kind of blowing. This is Eric's card as well. Eric sent in some of his favorite Pokemon, so you're gonna get an idea of what taste Eric has as far as Pokemon goes. Unfortunately, this did get the PSA 8, but nonetheless, a beautiful card. That holo just looks really, really nice. Yeah. Seems fair, to be honest. Next up, we have Dragonite. Again, we have Light Dragonite. This is my favorite from Neo Destiny. This is Neo 4 in Japanese. Nishida illustrated this. Beautiful card. This got the PSA 9, so congrats to Eric on that. Would have been nice to get the 10, but I'm all set when it comes to vintage PSA 9s. Yeah, it's a nice copy too. Congrats, Eric. That's super cool. And then I believe this is Eric's last card that we have in this submission. Yes, it is the Reverse Holo Legendary Collection Golduck. Another favorite of Eric's as far as Pokemon goes. This holo pattern it looks so nice. It's kind of mesmerizing, to be honest, as you kind of look at it in different angles. But yeah, shout out to Eric on this one. I think this is a great grade for these because these are extremely hard to grade in my opinion, just because there is so much surface that is susceptible to scratching. But yeah, it looks really, really nice. Beautiful copy, Eric. Congrats to you on that. Next up, we have, oh, Ivonne, Pokeneer. I'm so sorry, brother. This is him and his partner's cards. I told him not to send these. I actually cut them both out of the cellophane. And these promos were given out through the Pokemon Center. This is the special delivery Charizard. I don't know why it says UK holo. They all say that. But this was the last of the 3 special deliveries that were featured on the Pokemon Center site. I think you just had to spend a minimum amount. This one was really interesting. This was the least rare because someone figured out how to get the codes and generate them, and they sold thousands and thousands of codes on eBay, which is dark. That person really made a ton of money doing that, just sending out digital codes, which is absolutely insane. but this got a 5, and the main reason why, in my opinion, is that the edges on this are wrecked, and there's a little bit of a warping that's happening with this card. I don't know if it's going to show up, but you can kind of see it. Like, it's kind of wavy through the card. Yeah, really unfortunate, but these aren't easy to grade. From my experience, Ivonne and his partner, they just decided that they wanted these encapsulated, so it is what it is, I guess. It was tough to see, though, I will say that. And you know, I do see a pretty decent scratch on this holo too. Yeah, this had no shot. And then next up, I think this one looks way worse as far as corners go. I texted him as soon as I took it out of the cellophane. I was like, I don't think we should send these, but he's like, just full send. This is the special delivery Bidoof. It got the PSA 6. The holo looks better on this. I don't see any like indent scratches or anything like that, but these corners look like someone chewed on them, in all honesty. Yeah, unfortunate. Like, look how bad that is. This is straight out of the cellophane pack too. But yeah, that was Yvonne's cards. Next up, this is my friend Max's cards. I always have to have him send me like examples of these cards in a PSA label, because I don't know what the heck I'm grading. So we're gonna just like burn through most of these because I don't know what most of them are. I just help him grade these cards. They're like Weiss cards and some other anime TCGs, if I remember correctly. This looks like to be a Polaroid of some sort of K-pop artist. I got a PSA 8. This got a 10. I believe like all of these cards that he sent, besides that first one, got a 10. I just think that the print quality on Weiss is actually insane. So you're almost guaranteed a 10, which is why a lot of people send these cards to Beckett to try to get the black label. Another 10. Maybe some of you in the comments know if these cards are a big deal or not. But yeah, the foiling looks nice. Another 10. We got more. So this is another 10. Sorry, y'all. I'm going to burn through these because I don't follow these TCGs at all. Another 10. Like, it's so easy on these. It's crazy. I do know what this is. This is a magic card from the Final Fantasy set. This is a Surge foil of Yuna, Hope of Spirit, and it got the 10. Congrats to him on that. Super cool. I love like the I don't know what you would call this foil. They call it Surge, but it like looks like oil spill, or like, yeah, it looks wet. Yeah, cool cards. And then I think next up are, nope, they're still his, but these are Pokemon cards. These are fun because I don't see these often or pay much attention to them. This was the Chinese exclusive art rare of Leafeon. It did get the 9, unfortunately, but he is redeemed. As you can see, he was able to get the Sylveon in a PSA 10. Really cool art. Hagonosuke is just sensational, honestly. I love their style. You got the PSA 10 of the Umbreon. I really like this card. It's short and sweet. I know someone mentioned that they didn't like that it was, I think it was actually earned, that it bothers him that it's a Umbreon slightly off center of the card and not dead center, but I really don't mind it. It's a nice card. Congrats to him on that. Congrats, Max. Next up, we got Captain's Pikachu. This is also a Chinese exclusive. I don't follow this much. I'm not in that market, but cool to see them in person. And I guess that Chinese, if you don't know, they have this like little emboss like stamp that they put on all of their cards to help avoid counterfeits. And it's a stamp of the Pokemon logo. It's probably going to be hard to pull up. You can kind of see the indents there, but I think that's a nice little feature that they include on those cards. And then this is his last 2 cards. So these are nice. This next one's not like the biggest card, but it is a PSA 9 reverse holo from I believe this is Evolutions. This is another reprint. This is another reprint of the base set Charizard. You know, as much as I do love this art, I think it's time to you know, when it comes to a new anniversary set, to maybe print something else, reprint something else. But I'm sure we're going to get another base set Charizard artwork for the 30th. What would you guys like to see for the 30th? What card or Pokemon card would you guys like to see as far as a celebration style card or just a reprint? I'm thinking Neo era. I think Lugia would be really nice. Now, this card right here is super cool. It is a vintage card, and it was a part of his, this is Max's last card. This is a childhood pull, if I remember correctly, that he's held on to for, you know, over 20 something years. I think this is this is a fantastic grade for such an old card, and it is the PSA 9 Unlimited Blaine's Charizard from Gym Challenge. I saw this when he gave it to me, and I was like, whoa, this is actually super clean. It has a very minor print line, but aside from that, the corners, aside from this one, look really nice. So really cool to see. Congrats to him on this. This was a major awesome. This was honestly really exciting to grade, because when it comes to vintage, I really just bet on vintage 9s. I don't really aim for 10s just because it is so difficult. But yeah, really cool to see, and from a great set too. Gym Challenge is awesome. All right, so now we're gonna move on to my cards for this PSA submission. I have 2 stacks. There's some moderns, some mid-era, vintage, and yeah, I'm excited to go through this. So let's just go into the first stack. So first up, we have Crobat V from, I believe, Lost Origin. This is the PSA 10. Stoked about this. This is for the PC. I think Silver should have been a trainer in Destined Rivals. It would have been really cool. I could have totally seen this illustration in Destined Rivals, because I believe Silver is actually Giovanni's son, if I remember correctly. And this battle scene, I'm going to show you again in a bit, but I thought it was an interesting coincidence. That's all. I'll show that off in a bit. Next up, we have a Squirtle illustration rare from 151 in English in a PSA 10. This is like my 3rd or 4th copy, if I remember correctly. Stoked on that. Next up, we have Articuno from Journey Together in a PSA 10. Beautiful card. One of my favorite illustration rares from Journey Together. Next up, we have Ethan's Typhlosion in a PSA 10. This card is so good. Typhlosion is not my favorite starter from Gen 2. It's actually for Alligator, but I cannot deny how cool this illustration is. And this is what I meant. It looks like Ethan is fighting Silver right here, or Gold's fighting Silver, just by the way they're posed, right? I thought that was a fun coincidence that it appears like they're actually battling one another. But yeah, very cool. And then next up, Ho-Oh from Destined Rivals. And these two also look like they're sort of battling themselves, which is kind of funny. But stoked on this. This is the second to last PSA 10 of the special illustration rares that I need from Destined Rivals. I think I just need Mabastiff, which I have 2 of at PSA right now. But stoked on these sequential. Definitely keeping for the PC. And then next up, we have an Archelodon. This is from, I believe, this is Surging Sparks. I was about to say Prismatic Evolutions, but no, this is Surging Sparks, PSA 10. It does have a print line, so I'll probably like replace this or sell it, just because I'm so picky. And then next up, here we're getting into some mid-era. I got a PSA 9 Trico reverse foil from Crystal Guardians. It does have a big print line that goes this way. These were very common for these reverse holos, but very cool card. This will be for sale, so if you're interested, hit me up on Instagram. All right, moving on to the last stack. Okay, first up we have Mudkip reverse foil from Crystal Guardians. So I did get these 2 sequentially, and I'm considering selling the Mudkip. So if you're interested in the pair, please let me know. Unfortunately, I did not get a Torchic to go along with it. It would have been nice to have all 3, but That's how it goes sometimes, but super stoked to get a PSA 9 on this. Like I said earlier, I think getting vintage 9s is such a huge accomplishment if you're able to grade them yourself. Just vintage in midair is really tough to grade. I'm telling you, these cards have just been in people's collections for so long, so for them to stay in a mint condition for that many years is rare. Cool card. Next up, another Mudkip. This is EX Emerald reverse foil. This is also Nishida. I'm contemplating whether or not I want to keep this one or not too. This is a low pop card. It doesn't sell through often, and there is none listed. The last I checked. Really cool card. I love the colors on this. So PSA 9, super exciting. Very happy with that. And then next up, we got Mawile from Sandstorm. I love this illustration. This is illustrated by Arita. I think this might be Mawile's like rookie card, if I remember correctly. I love how the holo kind of bleeds out into a more opaque illustration of the sand. It reminds me a lot of how the holo bleeds out on Houndoom from, I believe, Neo Rev. But yeah, great card. Might be keeping this one. This one's really nice. Not like a big Mawile collector or anything, but just a fan of the artwork. Next up, this is definitely a PC piece for me. This is a Heracross holo from Hidden Legends, and I think you may have already seen it, but it has a gnarly swirl in this bottom right corner. This is illustrated by Kamiya. Oh no, wait, this is illustrated by Kusajima. Sometimes their art styles kind of blend together, but this one is just a beautiful card, and excited to have a Heracross card in my collection because Heracross is my favorite bug Pokemon. Definitely gonna be building that out further. I've been doing that with Smeargle lately and Aggron because those are some of my other favorites. Been taking a break from the Blastoise collection just because some cards are hard to find, and so I've kind of moved on to some other collection goals. But yeah, great card, super excited, really nice copy. And then I think I know what these last two are because if I remember in the order they were in, but this is another big PC item for me. This is a PSA 9 Rayquaza C holo from Supreme Victors. This is just phenomenal. This art, this holo pattern. Kawaii is one of my favorite artists, and they knocked it out of the park with this one. The holo is just insane. The only thing that I can notice on this card was it has a minor white dot here and a very minor white dot on this right edge. Maybe like a little white dot there, but aside from that, no holo scratches. It's really well centered. I picked this up at a local shop, which is crazy, along with the next card, which is really exciting. And this is a PSA 10 Power Keepers Machamp holo. Actually crazy. This is not the reverse foil, but what's cool about this copy is that Machamp has his hand over the swirl. So you can kind of see the outside of the swirl, like he's like touched the swirl or slapping the swirl. It's kind of funny. I showed this off to Earn on the podcast, our last episode. If you haven't had a chance, go check that out. We go live every 2 weeks on Thursdays at 7 p.m. This one, I can't believe it. This is one of Earn's favorite Pokemon. So really cool to grade this. It's a Pop 41, the last I checked. And yeah, I picked this up at a local shop, and I was just really impressed with the condition of it. So I had to buy it and just send it to PSA. But yeah, that was it on the cards that I got back to me. But I did sell a few to PSA, and I'll probably pull those up on screen. So I have 6 PSA offers that I accepted, which was a Rayquaza, Shining Rayquaza, that got a 9, unfortunately, from Shining Legends. I accepted the offer on that based off of what it was selling in a 9 on eBay, and I would consider the fee aspect. It was like $4 difference, and I just wasn't going to fight that, so I accepted that. I also sold a Hidden Fates tag team, Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno full art. It wasn't the textured one, it was the one from the set. Illustrated by Arita. That was a PSA 10. The offer was great, so I accepted that. And then I sold a Regidrago V from Silver Tempest in a PSA 10. The offer was just great for that, as well as a Iron Crown PSA 10 from Temporal Forces. I already have one for the PC, so I'm keeping that one, and I decided to sell that. And then I also sold a Near Mint 8 Mudkip reverse foil, which was from, I think it was a Black Star promo. It's like one of the first Mudkip cards. It got an 8. I already have it in a 9. I was actually hoping I got another 9 to sell it, so I just took the offer on that. And then we sent 3 cards to eBay auction, which are live at the time of recording this. I think they both, or all 3 cards have about 3 or 4 days left on that auction. I'll start with mine, which was a Manectric. It was a reverse foil from EX Deoxys. Got the PSA 8. I thought I would try out some of the auctions on cards that I thought that I would have a little bit of trouble selling locally. I could probably list it on my own eBay, but I kind of just want to like see how the auctions go on PSA's eBay, just so that I can see if it's worthwhile in the future. So I sent that, and then unfortunately the EX Unseen Forces reverse Professor Elm's training method got a PSA 8. I was really hoping that got the 9 because I am a Johto kind of guy, and unfortunately got the 8. So I only really collect vintage 9s, and I decided to auction that off. And then the coolest auction that we're sending off is actually not even my card, it's Eric's, and it's a reverse foil Dratini from Legendary Collection that got the PSA 8. Now I kind of had to, how do I say this? I had to kind of like nudge Eric to sell it and kind of like take the funds from that card and put it towards grading more cards, so that you can kind of continue to roll that into more funds and cards that you can trade into for a grail. Because I know Eric is a big fan of Dragonite, and he would love to have some of the vintage Dragonites in PSA 9s or higher, or Dratini or Golduck. So kind of like encouraging him to, you know, feel comfortable letting go of some of the cards that are part of your PC that you're not super happy with when it comes to the conditional rarity. I'm a big conditional rarity kind of guy, especially with vintage. When it comes to the graded aspect, modern PSA 10s is the way to go for me, and with vintage it's always 9s or higher if you can. It just depends on the price point and if you're comfortable paying them. That was the entire submission. I just sent out another PSA submission, and we will be rolling those videos out on the channel as I build out submissions, as I get them back from PSA. It's been a blast, and I'm excited for more reveals. So if you want to see that, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. What cards are you sending to PSA right now? Have you accepted any eBay offers, and have you been sending any to PSA's auctions? I mean, this was a first for me from a few different points. I have never graded a mid-era vintage PSA 10, so that was really exciting. From the English side, I have done it with Japanese, but it's a lot harder with English. And then I have never used the PSA offers up till now, as well as PSA's auction. So I always say, like, try something once, and if it's not for you, it's not for you. But at least I've tried it, got to kind of get a feel for whether or not it's going to work for me and how I want to scale. So yeah, if you want to see more of this content, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and until next time, y'all, happy collecting. Peace.